The Carnotaurus, the meat-eating bull, is such a striking meat-eating dinosaur that he started being put in books and movies within the first decade of him being found. Carnotaurus is one of the biggest members of his family, a group of meat-eating dinosaurs called the Abelisaurs. At around 25 feet long, he's pretty much tied for the biggest, and they estimate his weight at anywhere from 1.5 to 2 tons. We only have one skeleton of Carnotaurus, but it's a very complete skeleton, missing only the end of the tail and his knees down. And the tail is one of the cool parts about Carnotaurus. Adaptations to the tailbone made it so that he had much more room for leg muscles, but got rid of a lot of the space for his tail muscles. This meant that he'd be able to go very fast in a straightaway, but without being able to move his tail around as well, he wouldn't have been able to use it to counterbalance himself for sharp turns. So compared to something like an Allosaurus, he'd be much faster on the straightaway, but much slower on the cornering, kind of like the drag racer of meat-eating dinosaurs. The name Carnotaurus comes from his head. The bull-like horns over his eyes are where the name meat-eating bull started. Though that's not all there is about this meat-eating dinosaur's face that's strange. He has forward-facing eyes similar to us, meaning he might have had depth perception. The top and bottom jaws curve forwards as they go. This could be a feature that's been interpreted as either very well adapted to hunt small, fast animals, or allowing Carnotaurus to take chunks out of things bigger than it is. If Carnotaurus is the drag racer of meat-eating dinosaurs, then Miyangosaurus is the forklift. But they still have features that show they are related to each other. One of them are the horns. Whereas Carnotaurus has the 2 over his eyes, Miyangosaurus has 1 right on top of his head. The teeth are also very similar from these two, although the jaw shape is different. Carnotaurus's has that upwards turn that we mentioned and is much slimmer left to right. Another trait shared between Miyangosaurus and Carnotaurus is that neck. They have very muscular necks for a theropod, much like a modern day wrestler, and they were probably using them to help wrestle their prey to the ground, which makes sense. They didn't quite have the arms to help with that, like most other theropods would have. The arms are one of the things that sets the Abelisaurs apart from most other groups of meat-eating dinosaurs. The arms on that sculpture of Carnotaurus we saw are very exaggerated. This is more like what they should have looked like. These guys make T-Rex look like a professional arm wrestler. In Carnotaurus, there wouldn't even be a bend at the elbow like on this Miyangosaurus. They just have 4 tiny little fingers and a short little forearm coming off of a really minuscule upper arm. Now, if you want to know more about Abelisaurs or Carnotaurus, feel free to come on down to the dinosaur park and ask any of our docents. We'll be more than happy to geek out with you.